Why does your body flinch when life finally begins to feel safe? It sounds irrational at first. You pray for peace, work for stability, build healthier habits, enter healthier relationships, finally start seeing progress, and then something strange happens. Instead of relief, anxiety appears. Instead of ease, restlessness surfaces. Instead of gratitude, discomfort creeps in. Suddenly you feel an urge to pick a fight, procrastinate, withdraw, overthink, overspend, overwork, or somehow destabilize the very thing you wanted. Most people misread this moment. They think they are lazy, undisciplined, broken, uncommitted. But often they are none of those things. They are simply uncomfortable with peace. Their nervous system does not yet trust joy, and so they sabotage the good, not because they want suffering, but because suffering feels familiar. This is one of the strangest and most painful psychological realities of human life. We often reject what heals us because it feels unfamiliar. We choose what hurts us because it feels known. That is the hidden architecture of self-sabotage. It is not always a lack of desire. It is often a lack of capacity. Many people genuinely want love but cannot tolerate receiving it. They want success but cannot tolerate sustaining it. They want rest but cannot tolerate stillness. They want peace but cannot tolerate calm because their internal baseline was built in chaos. Their nervous system learned to survive in unpredictability. Their body learned to organize itself around tension. Their identity formed around struggle. And when life finally becomes healthier, the body interprets that unfamiliar safety as danger. This is not irrational, it is neurological. The nervous system does not prioritize happiness, it prioritizes familiarity. This is one of the most important truths to understand. Your body's first question is not, is this good for me? Its first question is, do I know this? If the answer is yes, your system relaxes, even if what is familiar is harmful. If the answer is no, your system becomes suspicious, even if what is new is healthy. That is why people return to toxic relationships. That is why they recreate financial stress after receiving abundance. That is why they abandon good opportunities. That is why they destroy stable seasons. Not because they consciously want pain, because their body has mistaken familiarity for safety. A person raised in emotional unpredictability often learns that love feels inconsistent. Attention comes with tension. Connection comes with fear. Affection comes with instability. So later in life, calm love feels suspicious. Kindness feels confusing. Consistency feels boring. Healthy intimacy feels strangely threatening. Their body says, something must be wrong. And because the mind cannot tolerate unresolved discomfort, it creates a problem to explain the feeling. They start questioning the relationship. They overanalyze texts. They invent conflict. They emotionally withdraw. They sabotage. Now their anxiety makes sense to them because chaos has returned. Their body relaxes, not because things are better, because things are familiar again. This happens outside relationships too. Someone spends years fighting for financial security. Then they finally begin earning well. Bills are paid, savings grows, pressure decreases, and suddenly they make impulsive purchases, risky decisions, or procrastinate important tasks. Why? Because abundance feels emotionally unsafe. Their body was trained in scarcity. Scarcity became identity. The struggle became proof of worth. Without struggle, they feel untethered. This is why so many people unconsciously create new problems when old ones disappear. They are not addicted to suffering. They are addicted to familiarity. And familiarity often wears the mask of struggle. There is a psychological concept often called the upper limit problem. It describes what happens when a person exceeds their internal capacity for happiness, success, or love. At first, everything feels wonderful. Then discomfort rises. The person begins to self-correct downward. They criticize themselves. They create conflict. They procrastinate. They numb out. They unconsciously pull themselves back to the level of emotional experience they believe they deserve. That last phrase matters. What they believe they deserve. Because self-sabotage is often rooted in a worthiness wound. At some level, many people do not believe they are allowed to feel good for long. They may never say it aloud, but their behavior reveals it. I can handle stress. I can handle pain. I can handle disappointment. But joy, ease, love, rest, receiving, that feels suspicious, too vulnerable, too exposed, too fragile. This is because suffering often becomes identity. Some people learned very early that struggle earned love, working hard earned approval, sacrificing earned belonging, overachieving earned safety, being useful earned connection. So they internalized a dangerous belief. My worth is tied to effort. My value is tied to struggle. If I am not suffering, I am not earning my place. That belief follows them into adulthood. When life gets easier, guilt appears. When things flow naturally, they distrust it. When joy arrives, they question it. They feel they must do more to deserve what they already have. That is emotional debt, and it is exhausting. Another hidden reason people sabotage good things is visibility. Being well can make you more visible than being broken. When you are struggling, expectations stay low. People excuse your inconsistency. You can hide behind your pain. But when you begin thriving, visibility increases. Others notice. Now you can be seen, and being seen is vulnerable. What if you fail publicly? What if people expect more? What if you cannot maintain this? What if they envy you? What if they leave? Sometimes staying small feels safer than being witnessed in your fullness. So people unconsciously shrink themselves. They delay, they dim their own light, they stay almost ready. Not because they lack talent, because being visible feels dangerous. The same happens in relationships. Many people can tolerate being desired, fewer can tolerate being truly loved. Because real love sees you, not your performance, not your mask, you. And being deeply seen can feel terrifying. If someone really knows me, will they still stay? That fear often triggers sabotage. You pull away. You become critical. You stop communicating. You create distance. Not because intimacy is unwanted. Because intimacy threatens old protective systems. Self-sabotage is rarely about what you are doing. It is about what your body believes it is protecting, and your body always believes it is helping. That is important. Your nervous system is not your enemy. It is trying to protect you using outdated information. It learned rules during earlier pain. Rules like, do not trust ease, do not trust silence, do not trust kindness, do not trust abundance, do not trust rest, do not trust love. Those rules may once have helped you survive, but they are now blocking your ability to live. Healing begins when you recognize that, not with shame, with compassion. Instead of saying, why am I ruining this? Ask, what does this part of me think it is protecting? That question changes everything, because suddenly sabotage becomes information, anxiety becomes communication, avoidance becomes data. Your behavior is not random. It is revealing the parts of you that still equate safety with suffering. This is where rewiring begins. Not by forcing yourself to accept joy overnight. That rarely works. You build capacity gradually. Your nervous system needs evidence. It needs repetition. It needs lived proof that safety can coexist with goodness. That peace does not mean danger. That love does not mean loss. That success does not mean abandonment. That ease does not mean vulnerability. You do this through small moments, tiny exposures to healthy discomfort. Pause when something good happens. Instead of rushing past it, stay. Someone compliments you. Do not deflect. Breathe, receive it. A peaceful day arrives. Do not invent urgency. Let it be peaceful. Your partner is kind. Do not search for hidden motives. Let kindness exist. Money arrives. Do not panic spend. Sit with stability. A good opportunity opens. Do not instantly talk yourself out of it. Remain present. This feels small. It is not small. This is nervous system retraining. This is teaching your body a new language, the language of safety inside goodness. This also means grieving old identities. Many people are secretly loyal to their struggle self. That version of them feels familiar. The fighter, the survivor, the fixer, the overcomer. They know how to be that person. But who are they without the struggle? Who are they when life gets easier? Who are they when the battle ends? That identity transition can feel like loss, and all growth requires mourning. You may need to grieve the version of yourself who believed suffering was necessary. You may need to let go of the identity built around pain. That can feel disorienting, but it is necessary. You cannot fully inhabit peace while remaining emotionally loyal to chaos. At some point, you must choose. Will struggle remain your home, or will peace become your new normal? That is the deeper invitation. Not simply, how do I stop sabotaging? But how do I become someone who can hold joy? That is a different question, and it requires patience. You are expanding your emotional capacity. You are teaching your system that good things can stay, that you do not have to ruin them, that you do not have to earn them through suffering, that you are allowed to receive, that you are allowed to rest, that you are allowed to be loved, that you are allowed to succeed, that you are allowed to exist in abundance without apology. This is difficult because many people are better at surviving storms than inhabiting sunlight. Sunlight feels exposed, quiet feels loud, peace feels unfamiliar. But this is exactly why you must stay. Stay in the happiness, stay in the love, stay in the stability, stay in the ease. Do not run the moment things become good. Do not recreate chaos just because calm feels strange. Do not abandon yourself at the threshold of joy. That discomfort you feel is not proof that something is wrong. It is proof that something is changing. It means your system is stretching. It means your emotional muscles are growing. It means you are becoming someone capable of holding more goodness than before. That is growth. That is healing. That is self-care. Not bubble baths, not temporary escapes, but the courageous act of remaining present when life becomes beautiful. Allowing yourself to be loved, allowing yourself to be supported, allowing yourself to feel worthy, allowing yourself to stop waiting for disaster, allowing yourself to trust what is good. This is the work. To stop identifying with pain, to stop worshiping struggle, to stop romanticizing exhaustion, to stop equating suffering with worth, and to finally believe this: you do not have to hurt to deserve good things. You do not have to struggle to justify peace. You do not have to sabotage joy to stay safe. You are allowed to let life go well. You are allowed to inhabit your own healing. You are allowed to stay in the sun.